Good evening, dear children. We all love to listen to music, right? So we love to listen to songs, we love to listen to instruments, and many of us are playing those instruments. Some of us are singing very well. Today, I am also going to tell you a story about two singers, two great musicians. And do not look at me like this. Why am I laughing? That you will understand in the end, right? So the name of the chapter is Goopy and Bagha. Gopi was the son of Kanu Kaine. Gopi was the son of Kanu Kaine and lived in his village. Gopi was considered to be a great singer in his village because he was the only one in his village who could sing. Though he could sing only one song, right? He could sing only one song, but the villagers really appreciated him. And Gopi would all day long sing the same song. Slowly, what happened was the villagers got fed up with Gopi because they had listened to the same song day long, morning, evening, all the time. And he used to often go to his father's shop to sit there. And he used to sit there, and the customers would also run away listening to his song. And one day, his father, Kanu Kaine, got really fed up of him and he chucked him out of the village. And Gopi landed up in a jungle, in a forest, right? Now, at the same time, in another village, somewhere else, there was a young boy called Bagha by name. Bagha by name was the son of Panchu Paine. And Bagha Baine was considered to be a great drummer. You know, what is a drum? An instrument that is played. You know, we hang it in our neck and we play it. He was considered a great drummer by his village folk, and people appreciated him when he used to play the drum. And he kept on playing the drum from morning till evening. And at the end of the day, one of his drum would every day break. And the next morning, his father had to get one more new drum for him. And Bagha Baine, if you read the story, you will see that Bagha Baine was called Bagha Baine because Baine here means a tiger-like drummer. Along with his playing drum very well, he had another problem. What was that problem? That he used to play the drum so loud and the voice was so terrific, it looked like as if a tiger is roaring somewhere in the end of the forest, right? And that is why he was called Bagha Baine, a tiger-like drummer. He used to make terrible noises when he was playing the drum, right? So people got fed up with Bagha also. And Panchu Paine got fed up of Bagha breaking his drum every day and decided, I will not get any more for him. But the villagers decided that we should collect some money and get a new strong drum for Bagha. And they brought a big, strong, huge drum for Bagha that was made of buffalo skin. And from then on, Bagha decided to play the drum standing because it was very big, it was difficult to handle. And then he kept on playing, but the villagers they were not so comfortable with that tiger-like drumming that he used to do, and they chucked him out of the village. When the villagers chucked him out, he was left to fend for himself. He landed up in another village. 1 or 2 days, the other villagers would enjoy his drumming, because he was playing very good drum. But then when he started making those tiger-like sounds with his drum, people used to push him out of their village. And this happened from one village to another to the other one. And ultimately, Bagha decided to go to a forest, stay there, and not to disturb anybody and not to get disturbed in his playing, right? So he went to a forest and he used to practice there. And whenever he used to get hungry, he thought of a very smart idea. What was that idea? He went back to his village. He went back to his village and he started playing the drum. He would start playing the drum, and people would after some time get just fed up and irritated by the tiger-like drumming and that Baine sound that he was called for, and would quickly give him some food and just shoo him away of the village. And this way Bagha could peacefully practice his drumming, at the same time he could also, get food without much of effort. At the same time, we talked about Gopi, who was practicing in the forest. Bagha was practicing on the other end of the forest. So these two were practicing. Gopi was practicing, very nicely, and he was very happy that there is no disturbance. People of the villages are not pointing him fingers and telling and talking about his singing. And at the other side, Bagha was very peacefully drumming. But something very strange happened. When Gopi was thinking that everything is now moving on peacefully, he realized that a terrible beast is making sounds from the other end. This sound is coming from the other end of the forest. And he used to get disturbed and he got irritated by this sound, and he decided that I need to leave this forest and go away because of this sound. And Bagha, on the other end, was very irritated and did not like the weird sounds coming from the other end of the village. Now, here what happens is they both, on their ends, decide to leave the forest and run away. They decide to leave the forest and run away and accidentally meet each other. Gopi and Bagha. They meet each other and they exchange conversation. Then at that time they tell each other that why they were landed in the forest and why are they running away from the forest. And after that they laughed and laughed at each other on their own self, thinking and realizing that we were not actually disturbed, afraid, and irritated by the sound of any kind of a beast or an animal or something else, but by each other's love for singing and drumming. Right? And then on, they decided that they will now go and practice and present their singing and their drumming in front of the king. And from then on, this series of playing and singing together started, and they became good friends, right? And now what we are going to do is I'm going to just read 5 lines of the chapter for you so that you can understand how to read the chapter. And at the same time, whenever you read the chapter, remember to underline the difficult words, new words, words with whose meaning are difficult for you, and words which are new, you have never read them or seen them. A young man named Gopi loved to sing, though he had no melody in his voice, while Bagha loved to play drums, though he had no sense of rhythm. Read about these two young men from rural Bengal and their love for music. This is the story of a man who could sing only one song. I told you Gopi was a good singer, though he could sing only one song, and he was alone in the village who could sing a song. His name was Gopi Kaine, son of Kanu Kaine, the grocer. Gopi could sing only one song, but no one else in the village could sing anything at all. That is why they called him Gopi Gaine. Gaine means singer. Although Gopi could sing only one song, he sang it all the time. He couldn't spend a single minute without singing. If he wasn't singing, he felt as if he couldn't breathe. When he sat in his father's shop and sang, all the customers would run away. I told you, all the customers would run away. When he sang in the fields, all the cows would tear their ropes and flee. Soon people stopped coming to his father's shop. All the cowherds stopped taking their cows to the field. Right, children? This way you are going to read the chapter at least twice and mark the difficult words whose meaning you could not understand, or the words which have difficult spellings, and clear your doubts in the Google Meet class. Thank you.